Hey guys, Patton here, welcome back to the channel. So I decided I'm going to take a look at some more programs you can use to hack your PlayStation Classic. And the first one I'm going to take a look at is RetroBoot version 0.4.1. This comes to us from Genderbent. Genderbent is pretty active on the Mod My Classic Discord as well as the PlayStation Classic subreddit. RetroBoot is a fork of BlameSync, one of the older versions. I think it was a Christmas version. And just like that version, everything is ran directly from the USB stick. There's no user interface. It's just copying files to your flash drive, plugging it into the PlayStation Classic, and that's it. So just like that version of BlameSync, you're greeted with pretty much the same folder structure as before. You have your RetroArch folders, your LOL hack, and you have a ROMs folder as well as a README. And I recommend going into that README and taking a look. And the instructions are basically the same. You have to prep your flash drive first. You have to make sure it is formatted to FAT32. For smaller drives, you can do this through Windows. For larger drives, I'll put a link in my description to a program that'll help you format those drives. And then you just change the label of the drive to Sony. So this is the drive we're using right here. If we right click it and go down to Properties, you'll see it is FAT32 file system, and the drive name is Sony. That's what you need. It has to be this way for this to work. You can add your own PlayStation games as well as games for other systems. This has all the cores included with it for PSP, N64, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Sega CD. All those cores are already included with RetroBoot, as well as a more updated, optimized PlayStation core. You can add your games to any folder you want on the flash drive, but we do have this ROMs folder here. If we go into the ROMs folder, you'll see that I've added a few PlayStation games. We have Crash Bandicoot, Einhander, and Ray Racer, a few of my favorites. You can add more folders to this so you can keep your games separated by system like Nintendo, Super Nintendo. You just create a folder in this ROMs folder. Again, you can put it anywhere on the stick, but it's helpful to keep them all in one space. Once that's all done, all you have to do is safely remove your drive, insert it into your PlayStation Classic. Now you want to make sure that you do a power cycle, so that means unplugging the PlayStation Classic and then plugging it back in. You have to do this for the first time, and then you don't have to do it again after that. So I'm going to eject the flash drive, plug it into my PlayStation Classic, boot it up, and then I'll meet you over there. Alright, so now we're in our PlayStation Classic, and RetroBoot started correctly. You can tell because we have, the RetroArch menu right here. I should start out by saying that using this gets rid of the original PlayStation Classic carousel altogether. This hack brings everything into RetroArch. This menu right here, everything you will do will be done from this menu. No more carousel. So for people who don't care about that, this is actually a really neat program. It does a lot of things for you right from the get-go. All you have to do is add your games to that ROMs folder. It's already added the chords, it's already added the playlist files, just games only. So this looks like your regular RetroArch menu, but you can see all the way at the end a playlist has already been made for the games on the system. Now I've already scanned my drive for my other games, but these will appear on here already, and these are the games on the PlayStation Classic already, the default games. And you can see here on the end, it'll let you know which version you're using, either the USA or the European version. So to put the games on this playlist that you added yourself, you're going to go to this option right here, Import Content, Scan Directory. Go to Parent Directory, down to your ROMs folder, and then scan this directory. If you left your notifications on, you'll see at the bottom that it is scanning this folder. And any subfolders you put in here, such as that NES folder that I put in after I recorded the first part, it'll scan those directories as well. When you back out of this option, you'll see you will have new playlists. So here I have my NES playlist and then my PlayStation playlist. If we go down, you'll see here we have Einhander that we added, Crash Bandicoot, and then Ray Racer. So we're going to do a quick test. I'm going to boot up Tekken 3. Now this game didn't run well on the regular PlayStation emulator. This is supposed to be running with the new emulator that this hack is using. So we'll see if the speed has been changed. Also, I need to add that any save games you have on your original PlayStation Classic are transferred over here. You can see that I have one character already unlocked. So your saves will transfer over. We're going to select Yoshimitsu. He is my guy. So already I can tell the speed has changed just by how fast he's doing the moves. Okay, well that was my fault. Oh, there's my get up. Let's see if I can get this combo. Oh, and here goes the combo. We got it. So this feels like it's running like it's supposed to. Normal speed, which some games, on the PlayStation Classic weren't doing that. If you want to back out of the game, just hit Start and select to go back to the RetroArch menu, close Content, and there you go. Take a look at the games that we added. We'll start out with Crash Bandicoot. Well, I'm using a slower drive, by the way, so you may see some skipping, maybe some audio skipping. That's because of my drive. I tried this with a faster drive, and I didn't have those issues. So here we go, Crash Bandicoot. This is a great game. I wasn't able to play the remake because I don't have a system to play it on, but this seems to be playing great. I do want to test one thing. I'm going to put on the enhanced resolution hack, which sometimes doesn't work well. I haven't really tried this too much on the PlayStation Classic yet, so we're going to enable that and take a look. Okay, so here's before the enhanced resolution and after. So it does make a good difference here. Let's see if the game runs at full speeds. Now, I don't think Crash Bandicoot is a very heavy, intensive game. Some games, there will be issues. But I don't hear any sound problems, which was an issue I had with, I want to say, Silent Hill on the SNES Classic, using that enhanced option. Alright, so moving on to Einhander with that resolution hack active. Seems to be running pretty good. If you haven't played this game and you're a fan of shooters, you need to get on it. This is a must-play game. I think there's a little bit of skipping. There we go. Now we're getting some slowdown. Alright, so I'm going to turn that hack off real quick. Okay, now yeah, the game is running much better with that turned off. Alright, now here's Rage Racer, another arcade racer from Namco. Very similar to Ridge Racer. I'm not sure what the differences are. Something I did like about this game when I had it on the original PlayStation is this customize element, and for some reason I gave all my cars a watermelon theme. I don't know why. I don't really care about watermelon, but this is what I made all my cars look like, every single one, and I had a bunch. But I love this game, and I don't even like customization, but I don't know why I did this. But if you're a fan of Ridge Racer, you should really take a look at this game. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're into arcade racing altogether.
Go.
And here we go with our watermelon car. We're only in 12th place. Just gonna pass by these other non-fruit related cars. There we go. Can we get past Mr. Blue down here? We can. Alright, doing great. Oh, there's the side of the track. That happens. That's okay. So there you go. RetroBoot 0.4.7 just released, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is not too old. This is still relatively new. I believe the creator said that a new version will be coming out possibly at the end of the month. But they are working on upgrading it more. But I really love this. They've made it so easy to do everything. All you have to do is add your games. Playlists are already there. The core's already installed. This is really great. Very user-friendly. So as usual, thanks to the BleemSync team for kind of starting everything out. And then huge thanks to Genderbent for forking off of their stuff and creating this really, really easy to use, really great program. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.